math, but I just didn't like understand how you can just like pay into something for a decade and really not make a dent into it. If you want numbers, babe, I got numbers.
For her undergraduate degree, Angela Palladino took out between $17,000 and $20,000 of loans each year. With an average interest rate of 7%, that's left her...
Oh, fuck! I was mucking about and I forgot that... Air time! Top of the hour, air time! Lads! 1 minute odd.
Here.
So I have already paid off $46,999.64 of loans since 2011, and I still have $46,533.80 to pay.
Americans owe over $1.5 trillion in student loans, or about 1.5 times the entire Pentagon budget for 2020. And with roughly 20% of people defaulting within 5 years, those loans could end up making it harder or even impossible for people to get banks to give them money for things like cars or houses. So every candidate trying to occupy the White House has rolled out their own plans to solve the crisis. But none of them are talking about the source. Why are students willing to take on massive amounts of debt?
I didn't understand interest rates in high school. Like, I didn't understand, you know, that like, if I take out a $10,000 loan, I'll just pay it back. No big deal. Like, I didn't understand that like you would just be paying interest for most of that time.
We have a system where we're asking predominantly 18-year-olds to make the second.
The dev man has given me $20 because he wants me to try to play Ruiner. I will take a look at the trailer after this.
Second largest financial decision they're ever going to make in their lives.
Are these people fucking insane? Leave it to fucking Vice. Leave it to Vice to be like, America's crippling debt problem is a consequence of their own individual financial illiteracy. Rather than ballooning fucking prices on college education, which is still one of the very limited, which is one of the only places where you have like some form of upward social mobility.
With virtually no training on this particular topic in high school.
After spending 20 years in the financial services industry, John Pelletier is one of the few people in the US who understands how student loans accrue interest and how a hedge fund works. And now he's trying.
Like, what happens when you understand how interests work, but you have no other like option, and you have to go to college, and you have no way to pay, like, out of pocket? Like, what's the alternative there? Like, okay, well, you have financial literacy. I dated a reporter from Vice that cheated on me, Sag. Aw. I'm sorry to hear that, man. At least you dated a reporter from Vice. That's kind of cool.
Trying to get that knowledge to students.
It's amazing how much time we spend at these colleges on doing the right thing from a social justice perspective, but we don't make sure these kids know how student loans work.
More than a quarter of millennials who responded to a recent survey said they didn't even understand what they were signing when they took out their loans.
We've got to get to the reality that financial literacy is a social justice issue.
Pelletier's Center for Financial Literacy is advocating states require high schools to teach that a CD is...
Are these people fucking... This is the dumbest video I've ever watched in my entire life. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God, this is the most liberal video I've ever watched. Oh my God, what the fuck? This is what happens when you get a $250,000, or was it $250 million loan from or value? This is what happens when you sell your company, 5% of your company, to Rupert Murdoch for $250 million. Okay, this is what you do. You start you start making videos like this. This is insane. Like there are kids in grad school right now, like adjunct professors that are working for fucking $15 an hour and crumbs. Okay? That are completely financially literate. What's the deal? They're getting paid nothing. What are they going to do? They're super literate. What the fuck is this argument, dude?
Isn't just how old people listen to music, and an ETF isn't just slang on a dating app.
My number one thing that I think everyone needs to understand is how credit scores work and where to find your credit score. They're tied to the interest rate on your home. So again, two people could buy, identical condos in the same building.
Okay, I'm losing it. I'm losing it. This is the dumbest video I've ever seen in my entire life. This is the dumbest video I've ever seen in my entire fucking life, dude.
Loans and pay different prices because the interest rates are different on their identical 30-year loans.
But right now, only 5 states have these requirements. And teachers say semester-long courses just scratch the surface, and only some kids take electives that go further.
Several years back now, I was teaching the gifted program at a district here. And we did do the stock market game, and the kids were so excited about it.
The game lets kids invest imaginary money in real stock.
5% at a $250 million evaluation. Was it 5% for $250 million, or was it 5% for a $250 million evaluation? It couldn't have. I mean, Vice at some point was literally, Vice at some point was worth more than the New York Times, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was when NBC Universal also bought a chunk. Oh, it was 5% at a $250 million evaluation. My bad.
To
valued it at more than, not worth
their growth.
I learned a lot. They learned a lot, but it was.
So Vice is worth $5 billion. Well, they were worth more than $1 billion. That's for sure. I don't know. It could have been. What was White? Hold on. Yeah. Oh no. In 2014, thanks to Rupert Murdoch, Vice is worth $1.4 billion. Yeah. This was when, or 2013. Sorry. This was when I was getting on the scene.
I love the system. I can now remove the tinfoil hat.
No offense, you need the education they are talking about. You don't even have credit card, my guy.
Yeah, dude. Wait. Am I not literally the fucking counter to this? Like, if you were to believe in anecdotes over empirical evidence, I'm literally the opposite of what this video is describing, where I'm completely financially illiterate and don't even have a credit and am in a better financial situation than like every single person in this video. So
with the gifted class, and I was
what the fuck does that tell you then?
thinking, why all kids should know this. When
I'm in a credit card.
It was as a teacher, and I was exposing only those kids in my gifted program. And that bothered me then, and it still bothers me now. I mean, this is good information for all kids.
Most other states that require financial literacy classes let districts decide how to fulfill it, and they sometimes offer just a single elective or a few days in a social studies class.
What type of high school is more likely to require personal finance as a high school graduation requirement when they don't have to? A rich one or a poor one?
Not surprisingly, it's the rich ones. Kids are half as likely to be required to take a financial literacy class if they go to a low-income school.
Okay, this sucks. I can't watch the rest of this. This is the dumbest video I've ever seen in my entire life.
Oh, you're such a big man, Hasan.
I'm sorry. If you look at the $1.4 trillion, if you look at the debt bubble,
oh, you're such
all right, I'll finish it.
There's an equity issue.
But if you look at the debt bubble and you think, oh, it's the personal irresponsibility of teenagers and not the system itself that is like caused so many people to go into such tremendous amounts of debt just for the shot at upward social mobility, not a guarantee, then you are completely fucking out of your mind.
Where the people who probably need this information the most are the least likely to get it.
Education is the key to getting out of a problem that teachers see as cyclical.
If you're not part of a family that grew up doing these things, and this is not part of your dinner time conversation, and this is not language you hear around the table, again, you feel like it's maybe not for you.
But the education system doesn't motivate teachers to cover what kids will need to know as adults.
We have teachers who feel so overwhelmed to get through the curriculum that they have in the time that they have it, right? The pressures are different, but at high school, some of the pressures are, we got to get them college bound. We got to get them ready to, that ACT has to be high, that SAT has to be high. Well, those kind of questions aren't on those tests.
Taylor is now seeing this from the other side of the desk as the parent.
No, it's not a decent bandage solution, dude. You're crazy. You're crazy.
His name
You're out of your
is
mind. Hello.
Hasan.
You're crazy. You're crazy. You're crazy. Are you fucking nuts? Bro, we have a system where if you want to survive, you have to get a job, okay?
Wet ass P word. Make that
You
call
have to
out
make at
in
least
week.
subsistence
Free the
wages.
robots.
Like, you have to at least, if you want to put a roof over your head, if you want to put food on your table, you have to get a job. If you want to get a job, one of the best ways that you guarantee getting a job is if you go to fucking college. You can go to a trade school too, certainly. That's one other outlet. That's one other opportunity. And if you want to go to college, this is it. Like, it doesn't matter if you fucking get as many financial literacy classes as possible. Okay. Then you're just, what? You're taking the financial literacy class to learn how hard you're going to get fucked? Like, what's the alternative? I guess basically what they're saying is, like, don't go to college? Like, is that what the financial literacy guy is going to tell you?
Of a middle schooler.
I think that I come back to that all the time in my mind, and I think about when I'm helping him with his homework or I'm fighting him to do his homework, and then I look at the homework. I too ask myself, what skill are we building here?
When schools see college as the be-all, end-all, they fail to prepare children for the rest of their lives.
We had a college preparedness course, which basically, like, there was this counselor who taught it, and the course was just basically like how to apply to colleges and how to write essays and how to apply for financial aid and how to file FAFSA and all that. And it just felt like all I
She said FAFSA.
had to do was get to school. Like, all I had to do was just like whatever it took to get the money, and then it would like be worth it. And was it worth it? Who can be sure?
Bro, what we should do is teach them how to fucking go on Wall Street bets and buy puts, dude. Like, buy the dip, bro. Bro, come on, bro. Anyone with a phone and a Robinhood account can become rich, dude. By the way, please don't even take that seriously. Like, if you just heard those words, and then you go and you find yourself in the fucking depths of hell, please don't do that. That was just a joke.
I mean, not to make a joke of it, but I have to joke about it because it's truly ruined my life.
I give up trying to make any kind of chat message. There's no pattern to your scrolling.
Pogo Arjan. Pogo Arjan.
What
Pogo
the
Arjan.
fuck?
Pogo Arjan. Pogo Arjan. Pogo Arjan. Pogo Arjan. Pogo
What are you doing,
Arjan.
bro?
Pogo Arjan. Pogo Arjan. Pogo Arjan.
Oh, really?
Pogo.
What up? We have a meeting in 2 minutes. Thank you, Team Willie, for the 6 months. Murat's here. Oh, yeah. Murat saw on my Instagram that I have the best streamer on the platform. And he's, of course, referencing himself. Murat loves him. Murat loves himself, so that's what he saw. But you are.